Schwarz area does he have?
It's a
Go
lot.
ahead. Say that word again on record,
Yeah.
Marner. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thanks.
I was just
All right.
noticing that also.
I looked before.
Naftali Liner,
I'm
65,000.
listening.
Go ahead. Say it, no, say it.
I'm listening.
65,000 people live in 11691. And his voting district is not only 11691, it's Laurelton and Rosedale and Springfield Gardens. Okay.
So he
The
doesn't
kids are
have.
my-
It's over 200,000. I think there's 35 city council people or 40, and there's a city of 8 million people, so it's divided up. No, so it's not just the people who have Rabbi Brown. There's more people in the district than that.
It's an uphill battle. Is what
Even-
Ravana is saying.
Right,
Even
that's what I'm
Rabbi-
asking.
Even Rabbi Pierre only has one vote, which can you imagine?
It's not so much for him to win; it's to show the turnout. That's what the.
Although I have to tell you that a guy who's an Einin asked me if he should go vote. The Levi is tomorrow for his mother. And he asked me if he should go vote.
That's interesting, Shiloh.
So I
I
said,
think yes. Why no?
I'm not a holy enough rabbi to paskin that one. I don't know.
Well, he's pater from mitzvahs. Yeah, because even if it's a mitzvah, he's pater.
Did she
Not
die
only,
of
not only
COVID?
pater, he's not allowed to do it.
But Tzviakov, Einen's
Yeah.
the Raisa tonight, but in the day it's not
It's
the
a-
Raisa.
And he
Very
could have
good.
done early voting a few days ago.
And voting is in the Raisa.
Voting is a derisa.
Voting
Did
is
you
in the
die?
Raisa.
That's
And
already.
Yeah.
tomorrow is in the Rabbanon.
No, but no. He was an
Einin is
Einin.
only
Are we
the
doing
right
the
at
daf
night.
today? We're
Okay,
gonna get to the
let's
daf.
Let's learn.
That's the Gemara. The Gemara says,
You're
Einin,
right.
we learned it 2 days
Zev,
ago.
you're 100% right. But I thought he was in Shiva. You're not allowed to leave the house. That's the thing. The law is you're not allowed to leave the house. You're not gonna like what I told him. I told him let one of his kids go vote for him. They don't ask for ID. Now whatever. Anyways,
Those are the tricks you learned when you were younger.
what should I tell you? They don't ask for ID. Anyways, even though Marchuk is not here, tonight is from the most famous dafim in Shas. Right here, right now. It's Kedai. This tonight's daf was I feel bad, I'm saying, but for anybody that doesn't get the full thing out of this, because this is Nageya every single day. Sai in the morning, Sai at night. Exactly how we cheshbon bein hashmoshes, and when the fasts are over, when Shabbos is over, etc., etc. It all comes from right here on the Tosfos, and also the Tosfos in Gemara Shabbos. That's mamish the whole sugi.
So can we learn it?
Yes, let's go. Yeah, so Omar Rava, yeah, the two dots, yeah, about 8 lines down. So Omar Rava, Shisa Alfei Parsi. Yeah, okay. I can't say I understand all this stuff, but when I look in the article and you see the quoting Rabbi Belsky, you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble for trying to understand this stuff, right? So, Shisa Alfi Parsi Hava Amud. The world is 6,000 parses, right? The Sumcha the Rikia Alpha Parsi, and the thickness of the Rikia, whatever that means, the thickness of the sky, I guess, for lack of a better translation, is 1,000 parsa, right? So that means the sun has to, when it goes down through the Rikia, is going through 1,000 parsas, right?
With
So-
what part of the Rakia?
I have no idea. Rashi says it's the thickness of the Rakia, right? Yeah, so meaning, and then what does it mean it's 6,000 wide? So Rashi says as the sun goes from east to west, it travels 6,000 parsos, and the thickness is 1,000. So, and how does he know that? How does he know this? Chad Gemara v'chad Svara. One is a Gemara, right? Meaning doesn't mean a Gemara because he didn't have Gemara. What it means, it's like I don't know if it means Halachah Moshe Messina here, but it just means that it's Yedua.
Tradition.
Tradition. There you go. Okay, one's a tradition v'chad Svara, and one is a Svara. Sover law ki had Amar Rava Bar Chana Amar Rav Yochanan. He holds like what Rava Bar Chana says B'Shem Rav Yochanan. How much can the average person travel in a day? Yud parsois, 10 parsois, which we know is how much? It's 4 mil per parsa, right? So that's 40 mil. To go from Aloisa Shachar to Netzach Chama is 5 mil. That's also 5 mil. Nimtza, so therefore you see the thickness of the sky is 1/6 of the day. Right? So basically what comes out, let's just do the math now because just it's important. Not the math for the Rakia, that's okay, that's Aga, but the main halacha l'maisa point that we come out from here is that if there's 40 mil in a day, so that's using it in a perfect day, that's 12 hours, right? And each mil is, so what's 5 mil? 5 mil into, 1 second, how's the cheshbon go? It's 40 mil, and to go from, and ben hashmashos, meaning to go from shkia to tzeis, is 5 mil, right? So how many minutes would that make? How many minutes does it make a mil? So that's 12 hours. That's 12 hours is 720 minutes. Divided by, he's got to divide it by 40, right? What's 720 divided by 40? Take out my calculator. No, I'm just doing it. I'm not doing this tam tahaka to make confusing. Just it's important to understand the halacha l'maisa. 720 divided by 40 equals 18, right? If you have, yeah.
We didn't get 720.
That's how many minutes in it? How many? 7, right? How many is it? 12 hours.
60 times 12, yeah.
Yeah, 12 times 60, right? 720. Yeah. So you get 18. So, but here's the problem. 18 times 5 is how much?
90.
So that means that now, according to this, Ben Hashmoshes is 90 minutes, right? Let's go with it. The 72 minutes is what's accepted. Comes out according to this, that Ben Hashmoshes is 90 minutes. Right? Which is not the way we paskin, which is what we're going to see from the next kasha right now. Yeah, so Meisvei, today asked the kasha, Meisvei Reb Yehuda Omer. Yeah? Let's go. Yeah, let's see the gemora weiter. Yeah, so Meisvei Reb Yehuda Omer, Reb Yehuda asked the kasha, Oiviyoi shal rakia echad me'asara b'yoyim. The thickness of the rakia is not 1/6, it's 1/10. Teda, kama mahalach adam beinini b'yoyim, eser parsois. A person walks 10 parsois. So there's no disagreement that a person can walk 10 parsois. And my eliezer shachar netzach chama arbos mil. That's 4 mil. Mishkias achama batzes achavim arbos milin. That's 4 mil. Nimtzeis uvya shorikia echem me'asara b'yoyim. It's 1/10 of the yoyim. To yufta the Rava to yufta, to Ulla to yufta. It's a kasha on Rava, right? And it's a kasha on Ulla, and that they said that it's 5 mil. Because you see here, it's very clearly 4 mil. Right? So that's it. The gemoras says so that they slugged up Rava and Ulla, because it's clearly a brisa that says that it's 4 mil, not 5 mil. So 4 mil times 18 comes to 70. That's where you get, that's where the 72 minutes of Ben Hashmos comes from. Right? Let's just see a little bit weiter and then we'll stop. Let's say it's a kasha of Yochanan, right? Who had said before on Amud Beis, right? That it's he also said 5 mil. So Amarloch Hanabi Yamamahu da Amri. I'm talking about during the day. Rabbanon who the kato the kachashmin the kanu v'chashav. The Rabbanon are the ones that made a mistake, meaning Ulla and Rava made a mistake because they made a cheshbon of before the kadma v'chashav, a little bit before alais and a little bit after. So that's why they made a mistake in the cheshbon, right? Because Ulla and Rava said that it's taking that much longer because people that are leaving normally leave before alais, and when they travel at night, they travel after tzeis also for a little bit. and they didn't take that into account. Lema, so then we say Lema to Yufta de Reb Chanina. Why don't we say that it's also kasha Reb Chanina, who said in yesterday's daf that the amount of time it took for light to get from Stein to Tzayar was 5 mil. So he says Loi vayitzu shani, because they were running fast, right? So somebody who's running fast can move faster, but really normally you only get 4 mil, not 5 mil. Okay, so that's basically it. So that's the way Rashi cheshbons it. So the pashat the cheshbon is that it's 18 minutes now, an 18-minute mill. But there are other shitas, without getting into whole ASIC, that say that it's really the mill is 22 and a half, and some even go up to 24, depending on if you count from Aloy, meaning is the 40 mil, right? The 40 mil, the 10 parsahs that a person walks, is some say that that's excluding the from Alois to nets and from Shkia to Tzeis. Okay, whatever it is. Taisus here, the second Taisus here says that it's a stira to the Gemara and Shabbos, because the Gemara and Shabbos says that Bein Hashmashos is 3/4 of a mil, not 4 mil. Right? Yeah. So just look at the teretz in the Taisus. Yerushalyim the hacha kamer mitchila shkia dahaina mishasha maskeles hacham likonis beuvei harakia ad halayla havidal milin. Once the sun starts going below the horizon, you have 4 mil. V'hasam kamer misayf shkia, and there it's talking about from sayf shkia. So basically, this is the famous sheet of Rabbeinu Tam, right? That he holds. So basically, we have a stira. You have. Our gemoras says that Bein Hashmashos from Shkia to Tzeis is 4 mil. Right? I hope I'm not making it too complicated. It's really not so complicated when you break it down. Right? Our gemara clearly says it's 4 mil, which let's say for argument's sake is 72 minutes. The problem is that the Gemara on Shabbos says that Bein Hashmashos is 3/4 of a mil. So how do you understand it? So Rabbeinu Tam says, no, there's two sunsets, the Shkia Rishona, which is when we see the sun go below the horizon. That's our shkia, what we call shkia sunset. Rabbeinu Tam says that's not the shkia, that's nothing. And the next shkia is 3 mil, 3.25 mil later, which makes it 18, 36, 54, around 58 minutes later is when the real shkia starts, and that's when the day ends. Then you have Bein Hashmashos till 72 minutes, and then 72 minutes is when you, right? So therefore, according to Rabbeinu Tam, you're allowed to daven mincha up until approximately 50, 55, 58 minutes after Shkia.
Well,
Right? That's Rabbeinu Tam.
One thing. Bein Hashmashos is 4 mil, it says here, right?
Correct.
So even, but Rabbeinu Tam
So there's
says-
There's two Bein Hashmashos.
Till 3 mil?
Correct.
Didn't we learn someplace early?
No,
maybe
the whole
Brachas
thing
Bein
is called
Hashmashos,
Bein
erev
Hashmashos.
ayin? Didn't we have a thing that
Yes,
once said
that's the
Brachas?
Gemara, that's part of the Gemara in Shabbos.
In Brachas, I think, erev ayin or something. I don't remember. I
It's
just
in
remember hearing Bein
Shabbos.
Hashmashos
It's in
Shabbos.
Shabbos, Naftali, it's in Shabbos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bein Hashmashos is 4 mil is 2 Bein Hashmashos. That's the answer.
Correct. Yes. Now the Gra says the opposite. The Gra just says the total opposite. The Gra says that there's two tzeises, not 2 shkiyas. See, Rabbeinu Tam, the easy way to remember is Rabbeinu Tam says there's 2 shkiyas. There's the shkia that we see, and then there's the shkia, the real shkia, which is 50, let's call it 55 minutes later. Right? The Gra says the opposite. The real shkia is our sunset. Then nightfall is 3/4 of a mil later. That's 13.5 minutes. And then there's another nightfall, which is the tzeis, which is really meaningless in halach according to the Gra. So basically, according to Rabbeinu Tam, the first shkia, what we call shkia, is meaningless. According to the Gra and the Goyims, there's 2 tzeis, there's 2 darknesses. One is the legit one is around 15 minutes after shkia, and then there's the one that really gets dark, which is after tzeis. That's the whole sugya. That's the Machlokes.
The numbers 3/4, 4 or 3.
That's based on the Gemara and Shabbos. That's based on the Gemara and Shabbos. The Gemara and Shabbos says that Bein Hashmashos is 3/4.
It's a machlokes whether it's 3/4 or 4.
No, there's two gemoras. One gemara says it's 3/4, and one gemara says it's 4. So that's how we answer it. That there's two types of this. The Gra says that there's two tzeises, and the Rabbeinu Tam says there's two shkiyas. That's all. That's the whole sugya. What comes out, if you really want to break it down, is that the first 15 minutes after shkia is ben hashmashos according to the Gra, and the last 15 minutes before tzeis is ben hashmashos according to Rabbeinu Tam. The whole middle there, according to Rabbeinu Tam, is day, and according to the Gra is night. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I see the oilam's wiped out a little bit.
One
Tonight.
time.
Not the night for this whole thing.
So Rabbeinu Tam and the Gra have an argument, but
Yes, they do.
Like way before the Gra.
Yes, but it's based on the Gra, it's based on the goyims. First of all, never stop the Gra from being chaylik on Rishonim, but he's basing it on the shitas of the goyims. Throughout Shulchan Aruch, we paskin like Rabbeinu Tam. Throughout there's only one place in Shulchan Aruch.
Why do we Allah Chalamayim not possible?
Because the Mishnah Brura goes with the Mishnah Brura said we should do like the goyims. That's why. There's only one place in Hilchas Mila. The Shulchan Aruch goes like the goyims, but other than that, it goes with Rabbeinu Tam.
So
Basically, yes, it's Nishkan Grace Kash on the Chesidim, if that's what you want to know.
There are much of 50 minutes, and some people have 60 and 72 on Shabbos. This is all of that's Yachid.
Okay, so all that. So Ramesh. No. So the 50 minutes that Ramesha says that the 72 is for Europe, but in America there's no reason to wait 70. The whole thing is based on the Eifik. How do you call it? Not the horizon.
The sunset.
Horizon. Based on the horizon. How much the sun is lifted off the sky, whatever it is, but it's based on every area. Like Eretz Yisrael, most people don't even keep 50 for Motzei Shabbat.
30,
What?
30?
30, 35. It's all based on, it goes on a ratio. That's all. That's all Ramesh was saying. So Ramesh was saying that in New York, it's the 72 is really 50.
So what does the 4 mil have to do with it?
Just that's the Gemara here says. That's the length of Ben Hashmashos. The amount of time to walk, to go from Shkia to Tzeis is 4 mil.
So that's a certain amount of time.
Yes, correct. That's
So
a
what
machlokes.
means-
It's a
so
machlokes
my child-
Rishonim.
So my child 4 mil is 35 minutes. In that says 35, and America's 50.
Correct.
What, they
Yes,
walk,
exactly.
They walk quicker in Eretz Yisrael.
No, he's saying that the Gemara here is saying 4 mil because in their area that's how long it went from Shkia to Ben Hashmashos. But other areas, it's much less.
Are we going amount of 4 mil? That's the amount of time.
That was the amount of time then. Yes. Yeah. Now there's other cheshbonos of mil. There's other cheshbonos of mil also, right? We had it before. It's 1 mil if you leave the dough for let's talk in Yana D'Yomer, right? If you leave the dough unattended with the matzah, you have up to 1 mil, correct? So everybody, ever hear anybody say that a mil is longer than 18 minutes for that?
No.
I never heard of anybody going with a longer than 18-minute mil for matzah, right? So, okay, we machmer all the way around. That's the way it goes.
I'm asking
Okay.
if the whole time is 4 mil and 4 mil is 72 minutes, so how's Ramesha saying 50?
No, but he's saying that the 4 mil was only for then.
What do you mean only for them?
Only the 4 mil was only wherever it was that they were when they were saying this din. That's
So it doesn't apply today, you mean?
no, it applies in different geographic areas. It doesn't have to be 4 mil. Meaning they knew what for whatever reason, the Gemara always uses mil as a measurement. That's the Gemara's measurement for time is a mil. Whatever amount of time it takes to walk a mil, that's their
So I'm
cheshbon.
asking, how long does it take to walk a mil?
It's either anywhere from 18 minutes to 25 minutes. Anywhere from 18 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Right? But he's saying that the only reason why they're saying 18 minutes is because that's how long it took. Back then, the amount of time to walk 4 mil was the difference between Shkia and Seis. But Ramesh is saying that's very nice, but that doesn't. You can adjust it to other places.
Why are
Yeah.
we adjusting it if we're counting on the mill?
No, you're counting the mill
The
first.
amount of time that is between shkia and seis. How you
Correct, but
adjusting
that no, they knew because you're saying that it has to be 4 mil. That's not what it is. The Zman is what it is. It happened to have come out to 4 mil.
So if I could do a mill in 7 minutes, I can be finished.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's not a din in how long it takes to walk the mill. That's the measurement that they use. So they said, oh, it's 72 minutes. We say that in Europe or wherever it was, Bavel, it was 72 minutes from Shkia to Tzeis. Oh, so what's 72 minutes? Oh, that's 4 mil, right? If they were in New York, they would have said it's a little less than 3 mil bein hashmashos. That's what they would have said.
Okay.
Mil is just like a measuring tape. Okay, so let's see like the Gemara. Yeah, Toshima. Mitzrayim haya arba meyas parsa al arba meyas parsa. Yeah? Mitzrayim was 400 parsa by 400 parsa. Yeah? Mitzrayim echem mishishim bekush. And that was in Yonah Diyami, right? Mitzrayim is 1/60th of Kush. Right? Mehoidu vad Kush. Yeah, I'm assuming that's the same, that's the Kush that we're talking about, right? No?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kush echem mishishim ba'olam. And Kush is 1/60th of the world. Ba'olam echem mishishim began Eden. And the world is 1/60th of Gan Eden. The Gan echem mishishim ba'eden. And Gan, I'm sorry, I said Gan Eden. Began echem mishishim ba'eden. And Gan is 1/60th of Eden. Right? So the Gan and Eden are two different things. Gan Eden and Eden are two different things. Eden, and this is the scary part, Eden echad mishishim begehenim. Eden is 1/60th of Gehenim. Nimtza kol ha'olam kulei kekisa keder legehenim. The whole world is just a pot cover for Gehenim. That means Gehenim is quite large, right? Sounds like there's room for everybody, right? Yeah. So tiyufta. So that's whatever it is. You see that the world is a whole lot bigger than the 6,000 parsa that Rava said. So therefore, tiyufta, we slug up Rava. Now, I don't know why we already slugged up Rava, right? We had this once before. Why the Gemara just keeps pounding at Rava's sheet? We're going to have another 3 more tiyuftas, right? We already slugged them up. Yeah, okay, so I don't know. Toshima, the Tani Rabbi Elio, Rabbi Nosson Aimer, Rabbi Nosson says, Kol hayishuv kuloi tachas koichav echad. The whole world is under one star. Tachas koichav echad yoshev. Sits under one star. Teda sharei adam noisen eina b'koichav echad. How do you know? Because you can look at one star, Haylach lemizrach, and then you can go to the east, Aimid Kenegdoi, and you look up and the stars with you. Right? La'arba ruchas ha'olam Aimid Kenegdoi. You can walk to anywhere, to the 4 corners of the world, right? And you're going to look up and still see the same star, right? So the whole world is under one star. So tiyufta, that's a tiyufta, right? Now, we're saying that because the pshat is that the star is clearly as big as the world. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see it from wherever it is that you are, right? And we know that there's thousands and thousands of stars. And the sun is traveling along all these thousands of stars. So clearly, the world is a whole lot bigger than Rava said, right? Okay, second upshlag, that was the third upshlag. Yeah, fine. Next, Toshima. Then here you really need to have some astronomy. Agola b'tzafin ba'akari b'dara. If you have literally the wagon in the north and the akrev is a scorpion in the south. These are talking about, what do you call these things? Constellations. The constellations, whatever that is. Yeah.
He's saying the egla is a calf.
Oh, what did I say? A wagon. I'm sorry.
It's Taurus. It's Taurus.
Correct, but
Taurus. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. It's a calf. Right. Thank you. So Okay, I don't know what all this stuff means, but whatever, you had the constellations, you look up in the sky, you can see them in face if you have the experience. And the whole world is always between the Taurus and the Scorpion, right? And it's only there, it's just meaning it takes the sun an hour to go over the whole, right? Meaning because she'ein chaman, let's see what this means. She'ein chaman achneses l'yishuv ela sha'achas b'yayim. The sun doesn't go over where people live except for 1 hour a day. How do you know? Teda shebechamesh chama b'mizrach. In the 5th hour, the sun is on the east side of the sky. Ubesheva chama b'mayrev. And on the 7th hour, the sun is already on the west side. Chatzi sheish v'chatzi sheva chama imedes b'roish kol adam. Right, half 6, half 7, right, in the Chatzos area, that's when the sun is straight up, right? And that's the whole world like that. That's what the Gemara means. The Gemara means the whole world is like that, right? So, therefore, that's only for 1 hour. It still has another 11 hours to go. So, therefore, it has to be way more than 1,000. So to you, that's another kasha. Fine. Toshima, Damar Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, Ma tshuva hishi. See,
Yaakov.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What we know now. I mean, the numbers in the Gemara are just totally off. There's hundreds of billions of stars. It's beyond. None of us could possibly. Nobody in the world understands what it is. How big the stars. How big the sky is.
You're saying so this whole this whole Gemara ba'atzim is.
Well, it's teaching you that it's not 6,000.
Well, it's slugging it up. It's
not 6,000%.
I mean, you're saying Ulla and Rava. You're saying Ulla and Rava had to. It can't. Yeah, that's what comes out. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, and a chanami. That's what it's saying. Okay, the next. Upshlag. Toshma Adam Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai Matshuva Hishivasai Baskal Loisei Russia. What did the Baskal answer at nevuchadnetzar? Right. So B'Shah Sha'omar Allah. I'm going to go up Allah al Bamasei Av. I'm going to go on top of the clouds. And Adam el Elyon, and I'm going to be similar to the Elyon. Meaning, he says he's going to be so powerful. He's going to become like a god. So Yotz is a Baskal of Amrullah. So Baskal came in and told him, Russia ben Russia, you're a Russia ben Russia. Ben Benoy Shal Nimrod, a grandson of Nimrod, a Russia. Right? So Rashi says he was not, his lav dafka ben Benoy, Alaklamer Mizera Nimrod. He means he was a descendant.
He's a Rebbe Shanikel, yeah.
He's a Rebbe, exactly right. Yep. For those people, I guess, right? Each one has their own Rebbe Shazachim. Yeah? So, yes, Shehimrid is Kol Oilam Kula. He was named with Nimrod because he made the whole world rebel. With when he was a king. How many years is a person? Shivim Shana, 70 years. And if he's very strong, Shmainim Shana. Shenemar Yimei Shana of him Shivim Shana, Vim Gvura, Shmainim Shana. Min Haaretz ad Rakia Mahala Chamish Meya Shana. I don't know what this means. That to go from the earth to the sky is 500 years. And the thickness of the rakia is 500 years. And then from one rakia to the next rakia, it's 500 years. And then the same thing between each of the 7 skies. I'm calling them skies just for lack of right? Right? But El Sha'ol, Turad El Yakar Zebar, you're going to go down into the mamash to the Sha'ol. Like we said, Sha'ol a couple of days ago, last week. Sha'ol is like Gehenna, right? El Yakar Zebar, to the mamash, to the bottom of the pit. Whatever it is. So what do we see from this? So Gemara says Tiyufta, it's a Tiyufta, right? Is that you're going to, it's way more than 6,000 prasaras, whatever the cheshbon is. So that's again a slug up of Ulla and Rava. 5. Torah Chachma Yisrael, again, this is a real the this gemara is real fodder for Apikorsim, this next gemara. Yeah. So Torah about Chachma Yisrael Oimrim. So the Chachma Yisrael say Galgal Kavua Umazol is Chayzrin. Right? The Galgal is Kavua, the wheel is set. Umazol is Chayzrin, and the Mazolas go around it. And then they go back. The Chachma Umas Oilam Oimrim Galgal Chayzer. The Galgal moves, Umazolas Kavun, and the Mazolas and the stars are set. Meaning the shaila is, the way I understand it, is what's moving up there in the sky, right? You see things moving, so what's moving?
Since when
Right,
does
so
the
there-
Torah justify what the goyim are saying?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. This is like a shtickle interesting Gemara, right? So we're saying, why are we even saying over what
I
they
don't
think?
understand right away. What does it mean? What is it? They're bringing you
Right.
down.
So
The scientists are saying.
yeah, it almost, to me, it almost sounds like, but I risk being an apikairis here.
Don't say.
But it almost sounds like they don't know themselves. Meaning they said, this is our shita, and this is the shita of the goyim.
No.
But don't we have a Rav come along and say he
You know,
thinks he thinks they're correct in a minute from now? Is the Gemara going to say that?
The Gemara is going to say soon that
Right.
that
So
one of them said they things that right. Yeah, it was like the whole thing was in doubt, and the Yidden had mahalach, and the goyim had a different mahalach. Right. That's what comes out.
But it's a matter of
obviously we know
science.
that. Right. So it seems like the Chachamim weren't so confident. Again, I at the risk, Lua de Mistafina, I don't know. That's what it seems like. They said they were working it out scientifically, what was correct and what was incorrect.
Well,
I don't know.
Wait a minute. The Chachamim knew science, right?
Yes.
So
But they still had to figure it out. It wasn't like there was a Nevi'us.
there was the rule, something. They didn't know what's going up in the Shemayim.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I think that's what they're saying. This is what we say. That's what they say. So I'm a Rav. Tshuva l'devrayim. I'm a Rebbe. Tshuva l'devrayim. I have a tshuva to their words. Me'olam lo matzinu egla b'darim v'akar b'tzafon. You never see it swap, right? That you have the Taurus, how do you call it? Taurus in the south, and the Scorpion in the north,
So it must be.
right? Some of Mela. None of that moves. That must be that it stays like the Chachamim. That stuff's not moving. Maskav l'Ravacha bar Yaakov, but Ravacha bar Yaakov asked, right? But so you see Ravacha bar Yaakov is already defending the goyim, the Dilma kabetzina de Rechaya. Maybe it's like the blade of a grinder, inami kitzinura de dasha, or like the how do you call it? The tzina, the hinge that it's the hinge of the door. Meaning, so there the door moves, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anything is moving. Just something that's the hinge itself is staying solid. Okay, so that's so he's defending them. Fine. During the day, the sun goes under the rakia. And at night, it goes above the rakia. During the day, it goes under the rakia. It goes below. Right? So again, the Chachma Yisrael said in the day, the sun goes under the rakia, and at night it goes above. And the Chachma Yisrael say fakert.
What's below the ground mean?
What?
Below the ground, it says balayla lamata min akarka. It says below the ground.
The way I understand it is
that happens to be true. That's what happens, right? Relative to our Earth, the sun
it goes around. It goes under the bottom.
Relative to our position, yeah. So he was sitting on a train, and another train is zooming past you. It seems. I mean, that seems accurate to me.
Yeah.
He's just asking what it means. You know, that's very nice. He
Yeah.
said, Doctor, why don't you tell him what the Gemara means? He doesn't know what it means.
Because I have to charge for that.
Great, yeah, okay, good. Put it. No, just pay all your other bills, okay?
Does he have it in
Relax,
the
relax.
You're a doctor. Relax.
Yeah. What do you call it? I think what it means is, does the sun go under the earth? No.
It drops by the horizon.
Right. Where does it go at night?
what
Does
are-
it go
what are the
under the
goyims?
earth, or does it go above the sky? Is there some kind of a disk that the sun is hiding above?
Meaning it flips.
When
It
it
flips
disappears.
instead of going below. It goes below the horizon and then makes a U-turn. Right? Is that accurate?
Right. If that's the Chacham's scientific take, but the non-Jewish scientific take is no. Relative to the earth, it goes under the earth, which is happens to be.
Sounds like that's what it sounds like, right? Right. It goes under the sky. It sounds like where's the sun going at night? So the way the Chachamim thought, it goes above the sky. What we understand the way it goes under the earth, right? Because it's going around in a circle. So let's see. So I'm a Rebbe, but their words seem better than ours. What do you say to that one, Zev Bald? I don't know what I'm saying. He's defending the guy.
There's a big lot of Machlokes Rishonim here.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying, if you read the basic reading,
it means that the Svara is right.
Good, but whatever it is, I'm saying the bottom line is one thing you see clear. They were not very clear.
He brings from Rav
correct in this
Avram ben Harambam.
Yeah.
That this cites it. It's an example of the intellectual honesty of the Chachamim. That they knew when they didn't understand something.
But
very good. Did that bring us from the Rambam's son? Wow, I hear.
This proves that they weren't Rebbes.
No, whatever. They were very honest about it. Listen, there's Rishonim that hold the world was flat.
Really?
Yes, there are Rishonim that held the world was flat, and it's mashma even from here from Rashi. I don't know if it's exactly whatever. It's not. There are Rishonim that held that.
Wow.
But anyways, yeah. So Amar Rebbe v'nirin devrei mi'dereinu. Why? And during the day, the water gets cold. And at night, it's hotter. Why? Because the sun is on the bottom, heating up the water from the bottom. Fine. Okay. In the summer, the sun goes on the height of the rakia. And therefore, the whole world gets hot, and the mayonas get cold because the sun moves a little further away. In the rainy season, it goes lower in the sky. Everybody's cold. The mayonas roasting, and the get hot because the sun is closer to them. Okay. I wish I understood this clear, this whole science of it, but yeah. The sun goes through four roads or through four paths, right? This is like 4 seasons, I guess. Nisan, Iyar, Sivan. During Nisan, Iyar, and Sivan, Maleches, Baharim, it goes in the mountains in order to melt the snow. I think we could use a little bit of that around here. Yeah. Tamas of Elul, Maleches, Beyishuv. It goes through where people live, in order to, literally means cook the pears, but it means to make them ripe. Tishrei, Marcheshvan, Kislev, Maleches, Beyam. It goes through the oceans. I don't know exactly what this means. In order to dry up the river.
I understood it that in order it dries up the air that it shouldn't overflow into the land. The water. It dries
I hear.
up.
No, what I'm saying. What does it mean? It goes
into the land.
Right, but I'm saying, what does it mean? It goes in 4 roads. The sun seems to be going in the same place every day. It just goes around and around. Sometimes it lifts up.
The different seasons are affecting the times of the year that you can be able to plant, that the oceans should overflow. That's what it means.
Right, I hear.
That's why I understood it.
Okay, all right. It's better than anything I have. Fine. It goes into the midbar so that it doesn't dry up the zroyim that are being planted, because otherwise it'll dry up, and then the
heat of the sun goes into the desert.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect the zroyim anywhere else.
Right. So I guess the way I understand it in my feeble little brain is that I mean, what taka makes the difference around here between winter, spring, summer, and fall? Right? I mean, the angle of the sun moves slightly.
Right.
And Mamela, because of all these different seasons, that enables the world to function as normal. That's
Right.
basically what it means, right?
That's the
But it's
23-degree angle of the axis.
oh, now you're sounding good. I'll vote for you.
I teach the stuff, but yeah, no, that's what makes the whole difference.
Right.
The 23-degree
It's
angle.
amazing, right? The slightest
Yeah.
angle change. I guess that means the roads. That's what it means by the roads. Okay, fine. Okay, Baruch Hashem, we're done with that. Now let's see the bite.
Can we change the angle so Phoenix is cold and we get warm weather?
Well, you can move to Phoenix. That's all.
Naftali, we're happy to have you.
I mean, we can't change it.
You could change it if you spray enough deodorant, drive enough cars.
Maybe we could chip
smog.
it by Naftali a ticket.
Seriously,
Yeah, one way
Naftali's
you
welcome over there.
A one-way? Are we buying him a one-way or a round trip?
No, one way.
One way. Okay, there you go. Around the world, though. Okay, anyway, so
Rav Aaron will get a lot grayer without me here. I keep him young.
yeah. So Rabbi Eliezer made a skufa, right? So Rabbi Eliezer says that what's considered outside of the area, right? Again, we're talking about if you're derech rechaika. So if it's derech rechaika, you're potter from the korban pesach. So what's derech rechaika? So it's a machlokes in the Mishnah. So Rabbi Eliezer had said that it's right outside the Beis Hamikdash. If you're right outside the Beis Hamikdash, you are potter. So Gemara really doesn't understand this. V'avagav the matzi aisle, the guy standing right outside the door, twiddling his thumbs, right? So Gemara is saying he's potter from korban pesach. That means even if he could just take one step and go in, and we don't tell him get up and go into the Beis Hamikdash. Tanya, don't we have a brayso? Yehudi oral shaloimal. If you have a Yehudi who's an oral, and he didn't have a bris, so onish chorus, he gets chorus. That's what Rabbi Eliezer says. So what do you mean? So he's getting chorus, right? Because he didn't give himself a bris. Right? So the same thing should be. You're a Eisvar standing outside the Beis Hamikdash. Take a step inside the Beis Hamikdash. You don't do it, you should be chayiv kares. Right?
Why do we say that he's not chayiv kares? Is that the thing?
Yeah, he's potter. He goes to Pesach Sheni. Anybody that wasn't in the base, he ran outside to get a drink, and he's taking his drink outside the Beis Hamikdash. You tell him, hey buddy, you better get inside here. He says, I gotta finish my drink. And he's potter because he's considered derech rechaika. Okay. So good. So a guy who doesn't have a bris also, why is he chayiv kares?
Right.
But isn't derech rechaika if he can't make it in time? Not if he steps outside.
No,
go get a
right.
drink.
That's what me and you would think. But that's the Gemara. That's exactly David. That's exactly the Gemara's kasha. What are you saying? Just get inside, right? That's mamish the Gemara's kasha. I think exactly what you're asking. The Gemara's kasha. By bris, we give him kares. He gets kares, even though he because he could have given himself a bris. So this guy should have stepped inside too.
No, okay.
Maybe here it's different because by bris you have 8 days. You have to do by the 8th day. And over here you have to Pesach Sheni.
You don't have to Pesach Sheni.
Sure you do, but if you don't do it.
If the guy's been amazed, no, he doesn't have to Pesach Sheni.
If he's
done, that's a three-way machlokes. That was yesterday, three-way machlokes. That's a three-way machlokes. How you look at Pesach Sheni, right? Rebbe, Reb Nassim, whatever it was.
Right. So
Reb Yaakov, this is how we spoke about it.
Did Reb Zev take a nap today?
Been holding it in for the last few weeks. It's all coming out tonight.
Yaakov, this is what we spoke about the Achronim, from some of the Gedolei Achronim about when is the Chiyuv. You have a mitzvah to say, when are you Chayiv in it?
100%, right, exactly. Are you mechayiv?
When you turn around by the Seder, they say, okay, give me the matzahs. And your wife says, well, you didn't buy any. I told you to buy them. You didn't buy any. He says, okay, so pass the potatoes. We'll have a Seder with potatoes. That's all.
Right. That's how much are you mechayiv to be proactive? Right, exactly, right. So that's David. That's the Gemara. The kasha that you're asking is exactly what the Gemara is asking. Step inside, right? The guy who needs a bris is supposed to give himself a bris, otherwise chayiv kares here too.
You have a story, derech rechaika.
Exactly, but the Gemara is saying, but you're not derech rechaika. You could step right in.
You are.
And we don't tell them.
Wait a minute, you're out. Who cares if you could step in? Once you're.
But the Gemara is asking,
You're out because you wanted to be out.
Right, I'm saying you're derech rechoik. You're taking a legal loophole here. That's what you're doing. You're just like step inside, right? Step inside, right?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, let me ask you a question, Zed. If a guy says he comes to you for tuition, yeah, he says I need a tuition break. I don't have enough money. But the guy shows you, but I have a check that I could cash now and I'll have enough money, but I'm not interested in cashing the check now. I have plenty of money to pay tuition. What are you going to tell him?
It happens all the time.
So what are you going to tell him? Cash the check. Cash the check. The Gemara here is saying the guy doesn't have to cash the check. He doesn't have the money in his account. Finished. Oh, he could do something about it. You're not mechuyev to do something about it.
I'm not saying you just don't have a kasha from oral. Because oral, there's a zman to it. The Torah says the 8th day he has to do it. You want to do anything after it's chorus. Over here, if you're not derech rechoik, if you're derech rechoik, you have a ptur.
There are cases when you're ptur from RL also.
And you don't get chorus.
Not every person is
a baby
mal
who's
on the
yellow
day.
has to wait 10 weeks. It doesn't. It's not and dies. It's not. There's no chorus there. Somebody shut me off.
Rabbi, you muted.
Who muted me?
Sorry,
Rabbi's not you. You're not muted, so.
Not yeah, buddy.
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
I had to switch devices because one is dying. So, anyways, I didn't want to be potter, so I wanted to make myself high.
Zev, and one of this guy now is there for Pesach Sheni. He stepped out of the Mikdash, and Pesach Sheni he's playing handball in Haifa. He ain't interested in coming to Yerushalyim.
Every 30 days he's thirsty.
Pesach Sheni, by Pesach Sheni, if he doesn't, we don't give him a dispensation. By Pesach,
why not?
We give him.
Why not? The truth is, Zev, the Gemara is giving your teretz. The Gemara's teretz is what you're saying. So, Amar Abai, derech rechoika tahor ve'ein derech rechoika tamei. Like we said yesterday, the Gemara had the same teretz yesterday. There's two. Don't mix apples and oranges. The Torah has one type of patur for tahor and for tamei, and the Torah has another type of a patur for derech rechoika. Derech rechoika means if you're not in the right place at the right time, then that's it. Right? That's it. So you're potter. But the other ones, no, the other doesn't work like that. That's meaning the Torah is very specific in its paturs. Right? Rava says actually it's a Machlokes tanaim, meaning now we have a Machlokes tanaim what the sheet of Rebbe Eliezer is. The Tani Rebbe Eliezer nema richuk makam bepesach. It says richuk makam bepesach, but nema richuk makam. It says richuk makam by Ma'aser Sheni, right? Because Ma'aser Sheni you also have to eat yerushalyim. Malahalon chutz la'achilasai, just like over there by Ma'aser Sheni. What does it mean being outside of the place where it's eaten? It means outside of yerushalyim. Afkan chutz la'achilasai. It also means outside of yerushalyim. So Rebbe Eliezer doesn't, according to this sheet, the Rebbe Eliezer doesn't mean outside the Beis Hamikdash. He means outside Yerushalyim. Rabbi Yosef bar Rabbi Yehuda, I remember Rebbe Eliezer chutz la'asiyasei. No, it means outside where it's made. Where is it made? Where is it done? It's done in the Beis Hamikdash. Fine. So it's a machlok. Now we have three sheetas of what it means chutz l'makoyim. Either the Beis Hamikdash, Yerushalayim, or Moediyim. Right? That was in the Mishnah. Then there was this command, Azla had Amar Rav Yitzchak bar Rav Yosef Tameim halach achar roiv ha'im ba'azara. Right? We always go, meaning we said that when the roiv of Klal Yisrael is tamei, so you could bring the korban pesach b'tumah. Where does this roiv Klal Yisrael have to be? Right? I think the Ulla asked this kasha a couple weeks ago. Where's roiv Klal Yisrael? The whole world? So he's saying no. It has to be a roiv standing in the Beis Hamikdash. So who does that go like? Come on, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, Shama B'Shem Rebbe Eliezer. It's going like Rabbi Yosef, Yehuda, B'Shem Rebbe Eliezer, that it's anything outside of the Beis Hamikdash is considered far away. They're not part of the cheshbon.
So Yaakov said, "This is this sheet. They don't know if they're doing the korban pesach till mamish 12 o'clock erev pesach. If there's a lot of tamei people around." and you don't know exactly.
Yeah.
So they're not going to know till they're
Yeah,
official
you
1
got-
o'clock. If they're shechting, they have to have a guy with a stopwatch by the entrances with a tamei tahor.
Or right. Oh, but why? If they were tamei, they weren't even allowed in.
Right.
So,
So
it
how
has
does
to be that
so
they
how
all
does it
became
work?
tamei.
So how does it work? Unless Roiva
It has to
tamei,
be that
then that when they're
Right.
Roiva tamei, they can come in. But if not Roiva, then
Right.
they can't
And a
come in.
chanami.
So
Yeah, and a chanami would be very rare. Would be somebody has to play volleyball inside the Beis Hamikdash with a sheretz or something, right? It starts bouncing, like those the beach balls. It bounces from one
Right,
person to the next.
right.
Look over. I'm starting to think like you already, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
The Amar Reb Yitzchak, right? So I'm sorry, Amar Reb Yosi Lefikach, right? What do we say? That therefore there's a dot on top of the hay, right? On the word of rechaika to tell you that it's limited. The rechaika is limited. Tani Reb Yosi Glili, I'm a derech. It says the word derech. Shemei ani mahalach yoshnayim oishleisha yomim. So that would tell me if it's on the derech means that you're 2-3 days travel away from yerushalyim. So kishuaymer uve derech lo yihaya. But then it says when he wasn't on the way, right? Magid shebeskufas hazara lechutz kari derech. That just tells you that it doesn't mean you have to be far away. It just means that you're not in the place, in the proper. You're not on the right roads. If you're not on the right road, so then you're potter. Meaning it doesn't mean a distance. It just means you're not in the right place at the right time, which means you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, at the right time, right? So that just means outside the Beis Hamikdash. Yeah. Okay. Fine. We'll stop here. But one second before how are we working?
Aren't we supposed to go longer tonight?
I know, but it's late already. It's already 10:02. But how are we working Tainus Esther and Purim? We have to figure that out. So
Why we should learn first thing in the morning?
we could do that. It's up to the. You got to do the mitzvahs. Mitzvahs Hayyim have to come first, though. Matanas of Yoinim, okay, that everybody will take care of. But Matanas of Yoinim, Shalach Mana has got to go before.
Has to do before learning?
I would
Before
think
learning?
So. I would think so. Yeah, the mitzvahs Hayyim. You got to do. I don't know about the drinking, right? But mitzvahs Hayyim, yeah. What do you call it? I imagine Tainus.
That's because you don't believe it's a mitzvah yoim doesn't mean it's not a mitzvah yoim.
Oh yeah. I never said that. Well, I can
Why
tell
can't
you
we do the
thing.
daf
Their
after the
zikr is a
fast?
mitzvah to learn. Their zikr is a mitzvah to learn on Purim. I can tell you that much.
I'm just happy
We
to
do
see
the daf-
Landau here.
Yeah, that's
We do
true.
the daf
I
after
was
the fast?
here.
Okay.
Tainus Esther, I think we should do it at the end of the fast. I think that would probably make the most sense. No.
Yeah, the end of the fast.
Okay, and we'll figure out with Purim. Okay. All
Are you
right.
here?
What?
Are you here?
When you knock on the door, I'll be sleeping with the Ramah.
Oh gosh! Wow, get your champagne.
Naftali, I think already did. Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
I was all over.
A trip over on the couch. Horowitz on the couch.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. Whatever.
All right.
Anyways, fine. Somebody post an update, please, on the election whenever.
It's
whenever
not
that-
looking good. It's not looking good.
Not looking good.
Nah,
No.
99% is in. And I mean, he did well, but not well enough. Pesach Osina had 2,098, and this Powers had 2,515. So about 400 votes down
Who is
at
this Powers guy?
93%.
Who is this Powers guy?
I don't know. But
Not
they have a
Spartan.
map.